Yeah, so it's been a while since I've done one of these. Actually started this year and already stopped. Only did it for 1 month and I said I wanted to do this every week. Yeah, I know. It's no one's fault but mine. Either I set the goal way too high, trying to do it every week, or I'm just not good at managing time. And I really believe it's a combination of both. Since I initially made the goal of wanting to do this every week, I picked up a couple more responsibilities. So something just had to give, right? And my main goal for this year and next year is really to get two businesses off the ground. And so like either I would have had to have taken time away from that or taken time away from making videos. Yeah, it's just been a struggle all around. Not even just doing this, but I just mean a struggle in general, even on the business side of things. And so like in future videos, I kind of want to talk about this struggle that I've been facing, me and my partner, in my clinical finder, and the struggles I've been facing in my own business, Calendar Splice, and kind of ways that at least I'm hoping to kind of go about navigating through these struggles and just the process of learning through it. But that kind of ties into my why. I think one of the reasons why I kind of just let this go to the wayside is because I just didn't have a strong enough why. Sometimes when I get into my coding runs, I just code for hours and hours and don't stop. And that's really just not good. It's not beneficial for my business on the side or the business I'm trying to grow or really anything in life, right? If you just code all day, you're just gonna turn into a potato. You'll turn into a potato because you sit on your couch or your chair and that's all you do. So, yeah, like I've been thinking about why do I really want to do this? And well, I've reflected on just, me growing up and, kind of the things that my parents went through and the recommendations they made as far as schooling and as far as like career choice. Being a software developer wasn't really my choice. It was something that was introduced to me by my mother, and no regrets. Like being a software developer is great. I love creating things, so it kind of taps into that quite a bit. But at the same time, growing up, I used to always love to draw. That was just my thing. I love drawing. I love telling stories, writing stories. Man, it was like me just thinking back about it. I just have really fond memories of it. And then from there, I went into music, right? I love playing music, making music. But those are things that I never really focused too much on outside of my childhood. And it's just, partly because I was kind of told by various people that, there's really no money there. And I will, admit there are some struggling artists. There's quite a bit of struggling artists. But at the same time, there's been people, youthful people, who have gotten in the, in the face of innovation. They've gotten in front of innovation and have taken advantage of it. This YouTube thing, who would have thought, many, many years ago, back when I was in high school, ninth grade, right? Dating myself right now, I'm 29? So ninth grade, who would have thought YouTube would turn out to be like this and people would be using it to make money? Back in those days, I was just watching anime. I was watching freaking Naruto on fucking YouTube, trying to get it in high quality, that 480p, because at 360p just wasn't cutting it, right? But now these days, people are making money from that thing. Somebody had the idea of just, reviewing technology, and he's made an entire channel just dedicated to that. And he gets millions of views per video. Multiple people do this. There's some people who just strictly talk about anime. There's people who play video games on YouTube and get paid, or on Twitch, or on the other streaming platforms, and they get paid for it, right? These are things that I was traditionally told that it's just, there's no money in it. There's no money in playing video games. Yet people stuck with the things that they're passionate about, the things that they were good at, and it paid off for them. And it doesn't always happen for everybody. But the one guarantee in life is that if you never go after the things that you really want to go after, you'll never have it. That is the one guarantee. You can't guarantee that you will get it, but it's guaranteed that you won't have it if you don't go after it. And so, like, again, like, nothing against my parents for recommending software development or, trying to steer me away from just wanting to just, be an artist, because it's worked out well for me. It's afforded me certain privileges, and so I can't necessarily complain about that. But also, like, I'm thinking about, why was that the recommendation? Would I recommend the same thing to my child? And if my child wanted to be a software developer, sure. But if they wanted to be an artist, I think in today's society, I would say, sure. I think no matter what you want to do, you have to get in the face of innovation, like get in front of innovation and try to figure out how you can utilize technology as it's growing to your advantage. And you have to, like, don't make a decision out of fear. I do think, because my parents, they're both foreign, they came here, they were alone. So I completely understand, well, I can't even say I completely understand their situation, but I can kind of think about, what they were going through and kind of get a feel for why they were making a recommendation for something that they felt was more stable. But that's where you hear a bunch of, the stereotype of foreigners recommending that their kids be a doctor or a pharmacist or something in technology, right? Because of that stability. But it's also because these thoughts come from fear, the fear that, they were experiencing growing up, or not growing up, but coming here to America and not having the same opportunities, right? And so I just want to be clear. Maybe this is the last time I'll say this. I am not at all blaming my parents. I am happy as a software developer, but I also want to do more. And I am just the type of person that loves to create. Also don't want to just do one thing, right? I want to create applications. I want to create music. I want to create comics. I want to build guitars. I want to build a house. I want to do gardening. Like, I just love creativity. That's just me as a person. And so the type of life I want to build for myself is just having the ability to do all that free of will whenever I want. And nobody can tell me no. And if I want to go gardening at 12 p.m., or at 10 a.m., I want to just be able to do that with not having to worry about, working some main 9-to-5 job or anything like that. And so, that kind of ties into why I'm trying to do these videos, because to have that type of life, right? The type of life that I want, I need to not have to have this 9-to-5. I need to be making passive income on the side some way. I need to be making money while I'm sleeping. And that's the purpose of the two businesses that I'm trying to build, and other, ventures that I take right now or will be taking in the future. But I'm struggling. That's the thing, right? Building businesses is a struggle, right? I have no experience in it. I'm learning as I go. I'm talking to people and trying to learn from them as well. But this is my first fucking time to the rodeo, and so, it's fun. I'm glad I get to talk to customers and solve problems, but I'm also, struggling to make some businesses grow or even get traction in certain things. And so that's kind of why I want to make these videos. At some point, I know I'm going to get the traction that I want in something. I'm going to get to where I want to be in life. And so I'm documenting my journey so that I can give a different perspective to my children, my future children that don't exist right now. So that instead of them, seeing things from, or choosing a job based off of fear, they can see that, there is this chance if I work hard or figure out how, right, I can live the life that I really want to live. And that's the thing, you got to figure out how. You can't just have the idea. It's about figuring out how. And so, like, I do want to document this journey, and it can maybe give them ideas. It can maybe give me ideas in the future. I could look back and say, I went through this struggle. This is how I came over it. And it doesn't mean that the exact same way is going to work for them, but at least they have a different perspective. As time goes on, I believe the next generation should have it easier than the previous generation, and that's the way we got to keep making it. And so this is my contribution to the future. If somebody doesn't want to do this and wants to work a 9 to 5, go on ahead. They can choose whatever career path they want to make. But it's weird. Even in the word career, I have kind of an issue to that, because growing up, when you go to school, they ask you, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? And, I look at people like the CEO and founder of Square Cash, Cash App. He's also the CEO of Twitter, and he just made a large contribution to a music platform owned by Jay-Z. And so just think about this. This guy has gone from social media to finances to music, right? Just think about that. Compared to when you're in high school and they ask you, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? This man, if you ask him what does he do, he says, he can say, I help people make payments to others. I help people gift money to their friends. I help businesses receive financial contributions from their patrons or their customers, right? If he's asked, what else do you do? He can say, in a world where everybody uses almost every single word that they can find to explain every idea that they have in their head, I allow people to express the most important thoughts in 140 characters or less. I don't know how many characters you can do on Twitter, but hypothetically, he could say something like that, and then he can come up with a story for the music platform. But that's just who he is. He's an innovator, an explorer, and the same can be said about Jeff Bezos. But that's the main purpose of the videos. I just want to provide a different perspective to future generations, my kids, future Sam, and really anybody else. Anybody else who watches these videos. And of course, I would hope that if people watch these videos and they say, hey Sam, why the freak are you doing that? Why don't you do this? I'd love to learn from other people. That's it. So hopefully I'll be back to doing these, and I'm gonna try to just do it every 2 weeks. I'm not gonna try to make them perfect. Just want to get it done, get the journal entry. If the video comes out raw, messed up, whatever, I'm not trying to make the perfect product. I'm trying to make the product that is usable. And then iterate, re-innovate, take advice, keep it moving. Bye.